All right, welcome back to another episode of the Inspired Fitness Podcast. Unfortunately, my co host, IFBB Pro Kimberly Helm, can't be with us this morning, but I am joined by a very special guest, fitness influencer and personal trainer, Amanda Essen. Now, Amanda,
Uh,
you join us from Finland, yeah?
yeah, Finland.
That's fantastic. So, good morning and thanks for joining us. I appreciate you being here.
Thank you so much.
So,
It's amazing to come here, talk to you finally.
yeah, it's been a long time in the making.
Yeah.
So tell us a little bit about you. How do you find yourself in the fitness space?
Yeah. Fitness is like everything for me, my passion. Um, I started like before I found the gym, I was like so into like fitness and modeling, and I was like nothing about sports, or I played soccer, but it was like not my thing. I just did it because everybody did, and my friends and my family. But when I stepped the first time in the gym, it was like I just fell in love. Like I really directly find a connection, and like I don't know, something lights inside me, and I started like understand that I have a body and I need to take care of it, and I want to be strong, and like I want to change everything in my inside and outside, like yeah, become a strong woman and not like be the person that everybody else wants me to be, and you know.
That's amazing. So my relationship with fitness is a little different actually. When
Yeah.
in school playing
Mm,
sports, you work out because you have to, right? And it
exactly.
wasn't my favorite thing to do.
No.
Um, I did it because it was necessary for the sports that I played.
Mm,
And I also played soccer.
mm,
And it wasn't until I reached my 30s
mm,
that fitness sort of became my passion, right?
okay.
And so it took me a while to get to that point that it sounds like you jumped right into.
Yeah.
And I'm a little bit jealous about that. In fact, that it
I
took
think
me it
like
took me too long.
no, it's no, like I think it's really much about the mindset you go with. Like if you go training, and or if you start training with like with the reason that you need to change yourself, and because you like you hate it, but you just need to like lose weight, or you have to do it because everybody else does, like in school or like something, then it's like you don't really want to go, but you have to. But if you start training something maybe you like, or for some other reason, you will go there with like a totally different mindsets, and it will like feel so different. Like
And
I started training because I wanted like change my life, and didn't want to be depressed. I wanted like to be happy. So like every day from that day I only train for myself, and because I love it, I think it's fun. And if I don't like it, and if I feel like shit, or if I would go training to change myself, or like because I hate my body, I would never go, like because that is unhealthy, and that is not what training should be. Training should be like we are meant to move our body and take care of our body, and not destroy it.
absolutely. But so for you, is going to the gym, like, is the satisfaction that you receive personally from going to the gym, is it seeing your body go through the changes as you get healthier, you get stronger, you get bigger or leaner or whatever your goal is
No.
that
Like I never cared. Like have never had a goal to change my body. Like I don't care if it's like super skinny like I was, or if it's like fluffy or really muscle, or like my weight has gone up and down, and people comment it every day. But like I think it's cool that I get muscle, but it was never my goal. And I only train for my own reason because I love it and it's my like passion that like just when I feel the weights and I work out and have the music in my ear and I'm in like my own zone, that is I just love it and I need to like force myself to stop because I love it so much and I get so much ideas and I'm so like just happy and I feel like myself then. And yeah, so I people maybe think it's weird that I don't have like a plan to follow like every day what I should train, like have like this exercise and this how many sets. I only like listen to my body and like what and create my own like stuff from what I feel and yeah.
Yeah, but I think I think that's an important point,
Mm,
right? Training for the mental health aspect,
mm,
right?
mm,
If
very.
that's what makes you feel good
Mm,
about you,
mm,
right? All the more reason to go do it. And I think more people should do that.
yeah.
I shared with you before we started recording that, years ago.
Mm,
So I'm almost 50 now. And about 15 years ago, I was going through a divorce, and that's never a fun time for anyone.
oh,
And I had choices. I could have turned to alcohol or some
mm,
other bad habit,
mm,
but I chose to focus on fitness, on the gym, and I fell in love with it for the first time. Right.
mm,
Earlier in my life, I've worked out because I had to for sports,
mm,
but I never enjoyed it. I
mm.
started to enjoy it. And now it's a daily habit, right? I'm up at 5:30 every morning. I'm in the gym. In fact, I just got back from a 2-hour workout this morning,
Oh, that's
and
amazing.
that's an everyday thing.
Yeah.
But I'm not interested in competing. I'm not interested in
Mm,
bodybuilding. I'm interested in being healthy and feeling good.
mm.
Um, and as a byproduct of that, if my body looks good, fantastic. I'm happy for that. Sounds like
Yeah,
you're in a similar place.
yeah, exactly. That's what I want to keep it with, even if like I like it very much that like to compete and it was a, like some kind of like adrenaline and like excitement to have like a goal and something to strive off for, but still like I don't want to like go too deep into that and I don't want to take the risk to make this passion and love that I have to something like that I have to do every day and like need to get better and too much requirements of myself because I
Yeah.
don't want to lose what I have right now.
Well, now
And yeah.
you've been pretty public about your battles with things like anorexia and depression and so forth. And fitness was your answer to those problems.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
that's amazing. Or that's like it's really saved me mentally and physically. Um, like before I didn't like train anything, or only like I went for a run sometimes, but then like strength training was so like it was like the saving for me. I don't know if it's like meant to be that I found it or like I'm just so happy that I found it because it's really saved me.
Yeah. And I sort of feel the same way. And I think more people should think about it in that way. Right. Now, some people look at themselves and they're not happy, but
Mm,
they're uncomfortable going to
mm,
the gym, or they don't know what exercises to do
mm.
to achieve their goal or to lose weight or whatnot. What would you say to those folks?
Um, like it really depends like on the person. I would never recommend someone with a eating disorder to start going to gym, like or maybe someone like overweight it could help, but like if it's anorexia or bulimia, like throwing up, then I think you should treat your eating disorder before. For me, I had like 1 to 2 years pause or like nothing with exercise or diets or something like that. I needed to get so healthy before I go like even start playing soccer or anything. I didn't go even to school, like trainings or stuff like that. So I think that is really important. And then if you like want to change your body and have like a dream body, or like somebody that is really depressed, or someone that just wants a healthy life and is like drinking and really unhealthy, then just starting something like 1 to 2 times a week, that will help you so much. You don't need to like start some bodybuilding schedule like Arnold or something like that. You can do it right away. You just need to be really gentle and careful in the beginning, and then you can add slowly more and more. And don't go to the gym and compare yourself like with everybody, like because they have been there for years. You can't be an expert right away.
Yeah. Yeah. You said a couple things that are really important there. One is, have a really good relationship with food before you start stressing your body with,
Yeah, because
heavy,
food
heavy
is so
weights.
important. If you start training, whatever it is, it's really important to give your body food like all the time. And that really saved me because I started caring about what I put in my body. And before that, I didn't care, and I could go a day without eating. And now I wanted like to give myself nutrition and building materials, and I wanted to build up myself and not break me down.
Yes. The other thing that you said was not comparing yourself to others, which I think is so important, right? We look at what's going on social media, posts that people are making, and a picture is a point in time, right? And then you may have the perfect lighting, it might be the perfect pose,
Mm,
and
exactly.
you may never replicate that.
No.
Um, and then there's also Photoshop, right? We see a lot of people who
Yeah.
doctor their images and
Yeah.
present a false
Yeah.
uh, false front. But yeah, so not comparing yourself to others, I think that is very important for mental health,
Mm,
as much as it is for physical health.
yeah.
Um,
And everybody has like a different build of body. Like someone, you can't like compare yourself with like a shorter person or a longer person, or someone like maybe built more wider or smaller. And like women, for example, nowadays they have like super 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 thin waist and big butts and boobs, and then like they think everybody should look like that. And now everybody's just training ass every day, and every guy have the perfect abs and like big shoulders and you know big legs. And but like you can't just like put your like mind that you need to look like them, because also there's so much like steroids and people go to surgery, and like everybody is not reality. There's so much fake. So
yes, that's a very good point. We had Kim and I had a very good conversation earlier this week with an all natural bodybuilder. In fact, he's world champion, 29-time world champion, an all natural bodybuilder. And, hearing him speak about how he has to treat his body from a nutrition perspective and from a training perspective, and how that differs from, a bodybuilder who may be taking gear. It was kind of an incredible set of differences.
Mm.
And then when I think about that in terms of the average everyday, gym goer who's more in it for the lifestyle than they are for, getting competition ready,
Mm.
it really stands out to me how important food is. right? I mean, you can go to the gym and you can work out for the 2 hours that I did this morning, but if I come home and I immediately start filling my body with unhealthy carbs and bad fats,
Yeah.
I'm not going to get the result that the
No.
gym, I intend to get by going to the gym. So you have to know what you're putting in your body. So I
Yeah,
think your
exactly.
your advice to people about food health prior
Mm.
to fitness is a good piece of advice. So how long have you been on this path for yourself now? When did you turn the corner from unhealthy to healthy?
So 2013, I started like going to the gym, but before that, had I started slowly like going soccer again and trying maybe some group trainings, Zumba, dancing, and yoga, Pilates, and some running. But it was like not like my passion. But then 2013, so like 11 years ago, soon, um, I found the gym, and that was like the my I started also my Instagram and my blog and wanted to change my life from depression, and I had like been 2 years out of my eating disorder that then, but I still had some like I was like overeating and like for my stress, and I was really sad, depressed, so I had some eating disorder, but I was free from the anorexia part.
Yeah. So 2011, you kind of something
Yeah,
clicks and you get control of your eating disorder. And
yeah,
then 2 years later in 2013, you find the gym and
yeah,
fitness and strength training.
yeah.
And then now here we are 10 or 11 years later
Yeah,
and you feel good, you look
yeah,
fantastic. Like
yeah.
this is your daily routine now.
Yeah, of course it wasn't like a total like way like this up. No, it was I have worked with myself like really, really, really much, and not only like physically. I have like so much work with my mind, because when I was depressed, I tried like for so many years every therapy and like medication, everything. People was like, "What's wrong with her?" And like they wanted to help me, but I completely changed myself and how I was thinking, and the gym really supported me and helped me from that.
Yeah, amazing. So go back to like 2010, right? And you're in the thick of this kind of struggle
Yeah.
with yourself, what's going on in your mind, like the things that you're telling yourself in your mind and the way that you're eating. Do you recall can you remember the moment or the things that led up to the moment where you decided to change that behavior in your life?
You mean to the healthy one?
Yeah.
Well, it was a like pretty like intense years of my anorexia, because I was really thin before that, and like suddenly I wanted to be a vegetarian, and so my weight like just dropped like this, just fall down like and really dangerous low, and I directly went to the hospital and directly needed help, because otherwise I would have died because I was so low.
Wow.
So yeah, so it was just like a fight for being alive, and my mind was not really like understanding what was going on, and I was so young, I don't know, like 12 years old or something like that, 13. So, and I never been away from home, but then I started like being a lot alone, and I needed to escape to from the hospital because I just lost more weight there and got worse. So we needed to escape to Sweden, and there I lived alone and got help from my eating disorder clinic. So all of that just made me really like, I don't know. I started to think like, I don't want to live like this. I miss my like friends and my family and my dog. I just want to go back to where everything was before. And I didn't understand what like happened. And I just started to be a vegetarian, and I cared about the world and the animals. I didn't want this all to happen. And everybody, like the nurses and the hospital, was like blaming me. Like, don't you understand, you are like killing yourself, and how horrible you look, and what have you done to yourself? And I was like so insecure before that. So I started hating myself just for what I have done, and also for what my like parents needed to go through, and like everybody else. And every just like blaming that I got every day, that gave me like a big trauma for like 10 years after that, also impact in my depression. So it was a really long way to come back from that.
I
But
imagine it was.
my only wish was and goal was to go back to school and start a normal life. I never wanted to be in a hospital again. So that was my motivation, to get my weight up and just be normal again and free. And that was why I got this tattoo. It was also my goal to like to be free like a bird. So
Oh, I love it. I love it. But yeah, so I can only imagine. I mean, I've never struggled with an eating disorder, or long bouts of depression. Like I have a really hard time kind of understanding the mental state that you must have been in. But hearing you explain it, that this was a life and death kind of
yeah,
situation, and
everybody's of course, sorry, everybody's like different. Some have like really anxiety and need to like lose weight they for like several years, and have the like the all the demons in their head, like you need to like lose weight, and you and see yourself fat in the mirror. But I had a little bit different. I saw myself like a skinny, but it was really hard for me to eat. And like I really just wanted to like be perfect, and like do the right things, like not like eating animals and saving the world. So for me it was uh, more harder to like change that, because I still wanted to like live healthy. And then suddenly my weight dropped down to like dangerous. So now I needed to change everything back. And it was hard because my body had like completely shut down, and it took really much time to get everything back up. And my hormones were like, everything in my body just shut down, and enzymes, and yeah.
unreal. So are you living a vegan or lifestyle right now?
No. So I was like, when I had the eating disorder, yeah, for a couple years. But then when I went to the gym, started gym, I started also eating meat. And then I just became so obsessed with meat again, and love meat. And yeah, I couldn't live without meat. Or actually, I thought I would never live without meat, because I ate red meat every day. Like I completely love it. Maybe because like I was without meat, so I started craving it more, or
Mm.
because I started lifting weights. So I don't know. It somehow you get more cravings on proteins when you lift weights, or I don't know. Maybe it's just me.
No.
And
That I believe that's true as well.
yeah, I could eat steak every day. But this was the first year that it really shocked me. that I have started eating more greens again and soups. I've always hated soups. Like I need something to chew on. But this was the first year I really got like a little bit interest of the vegetarian, but I don't think I would never go back to that because there's so many like important amino acids that we can't get from the plant based, and also my body just don't feel so, I don't get so good results, and my body don't feel so good when I'm the vegetarian. It feels like something is missing,
Mm.
and I don't know, it just don't feel good for my body and my mind. So I think everybody's different. Somebody can feel better when they change to plant-based, and the other person don't. So you really gotta listen to your body.
Yeah, absolutely perfect point. You have to listen to your body. So you're in this wonderful and healthy place now. You've got the right mindset. You've got, clearly your fitness is on point. What's your daily nutrition plan? What is your food intake look like today?
Like I said, it's really different. Like before, I ate meat every day because I love it. Some people say it's really unhealthy, and that can be true. But yeah, I didn't really care that much because I I'm that people think it's weird because I look like this. I have my muscle is really like visible, but I didn't like really care what I put in my body. I don't have like rules or some fluid plan, but of course I don't eat like junk food every day or candy and like ba- bagels or pizza, everything like bad. I want to like know what I eat. I want to know like it's local or like it's greens a lot, nutrition, and it's potatoes, rice, carbs, and the protein, the animal, some like a lot of protein. So it's not so like difficult. I just like it maybe sounds difficult, but it's so easy for me. Like on the morning, whatever I feel like, eggs, yogurt, oatmeal, whatever. Normal people maybe go for bread, bagel, or like some and or croissant. I don't know. Or maybe some people skip breakfast, and that I think is pretty unhealthy. Uh, but of course, if you feel bad, but yeah, for me it doesn't work. And then like lunch, yeah, like maybe salmon, chicken, meat with rice or potatoes. I eat really much rice and potatoes because it's easy to melt for me. Yeah.
That's exactly what mine looks like right now as well. So
Ah,
kind of
okay.
kind of the
Yeah.
same thing that you're
Yeah.
describing, right?
Yeah.
So
People think it's boring, but I think it's really yummy and easy. Like it doesn't need to be like a celebration every day. More on like weekends, I eat something more like yummy, and then it tastes more delicious when you eat it on the weekend. It's and not every day. Like for example, fries with a really good steak.
yep.
Yeah, and also you there's so many variations you can do. Like you can mash the potatoes or like do fries or like the rice also. I like to do my own sushi also. So I don't know. It's not that perfect, but it's still pretty clean. Yeah, and then snack I eat some fruits or some cakes or home baked coffee a lot. Uh, yeah, it really depends what I crave for.
Yeah,
And
so
then
it sounds
yeah,
like you're staying on a pretty healthy path, right? There doesn't
yeah,
seem to be
yeah.
a whole lot in there that's gonna steer you off course, and that's great. Um, Do you find that the way that you eat affects your state of mind?
Like, how do you mean?
So if you there's a theory that I very
Mm,
much like, that if you eat better, you think better, you feel better, right?
mm.
Or the way that you feel helps you think more clearly about what you want to achieve, right?
Well,
Eat,
yeah,
eat better
okay.
food, you naturally, your body feels better, that helps you think better, and that helps you stay on track.
That's true. True. Like I probably tried every diet, or it comes to now new diets every day. But like for my rheumatism arthritis and also for my stomach and stuff like that. So I also noticed like what doesn't fit my body and my mind and my mindset. Like, so for me, it's really important to get all the like all the different, what you call, like from the carbs and fat and protein.
Yeah.
It's really important for me to have my mind, because I also have ADHD. So it feels like my mind is going like all the time really really hard, and I need energy all the time. If I don't get energy, it's like I just I would like shut down and be like a dead animal on
Oh,
the ground. So I really need, and yeah, because I couldn't survive on only coffee. Yeah, my stomach wouldn't like tolerate it. I need food all the time and from different
yeah.
sort.
Well, I mean, that's also fairly healthy to eat more often in smaller
Mm.
portions, right? And I'm sure that
Yeah,
helps. That
I
helps
I
me anyway.
I love also big portions, but yeah.
Sometimes. How
Mm,
about food regret? Do you know that term,
yeah,
food regret?
yeah.
So I just had a birthday not long ago, and of course we're
Mm,
eating cake and ice cream, and
mm,
uh, great. I have a sweet tooth.
mm,
I love it. It's wonderful, but I immediately regret eating it when I'm done.
mm, mm.
Do you deal
Yeah.
with that?
Well, I my clients have it all the time. I hear them, but I never have, because I don't know. I when I had the eating disorders, I was like binging and using food for my depression and my bad feelings, my emptiness. I filled up and I ate like really large amount of only like candy and like carbs and really bad stuff. And then I had big regrets because I felt really like physically really bad,
Yeah.
and because I it felt like I failed. Again, I listened to the demons. But when I got free from that, now I don't have ever like, because I'm really like not like in control, but like I know what I put in myself and I make the decision. Like if I see a cake, I don't go like with regret and just jump in and like then a minute after feel bad. No, I know if I decide to eat it, it's because I want it, I crave it, and then I don't feel bad about it because I know I wanted it and it won't hurt me. It my like I won't lose anything, or it won't ruin my I don't know, my like results. It would, I think, like it gives me more material and more like joy to life, and yeah, I use it as building materials in the gym, or I had a fun time dinner with my friends or my family. I don't like go and think about it hours later. No,
Yeah.
I live in the moment and I enjoyed the meal, and that's all. So
And you feel like you're able to do that in that way because you have such consistency in the fitness aspect of your life?
I have no idea, but this is the way I feel, and I'm really happy I feel this way. And I never go like and also like overeat, or like, yeah, of course I can eat big portions, but I don't like eat for anxiety or something like that. Then I can understand someone has bad feelings and feel like regret the next
Mhm.
day. But
Yeah. The
yeah,
reasons why we eat are absolutely what
yeah,
generate
exactly.
those feelings, right? So let's transition that into kind of like the advice that you give your clients as a personal trainer. For
Mm,
those, I imagine most lifestyle trainers
mm,
are working with clients who have a goal, right? And whether that's to gain muscle or to lose weight. Um, and the advice that you give them around food is going to be a little different for whatever the goal is. But what's your approach to food for clients in your personal training life?
it really like varies from the person to person. Like many person has like this plan to everybody, and this is how you like coach everybody. But for me, I really want to like know the person personally, everything about her, and why he feels bad and what's the problem, and change that. And also it's super important for the client to feel good and comfortable, so he will maintain the plans and keep going. I just make simple like changes and give my advice, but I still want it to fit their like life.
That
So yeah,
that's
I can
very
give.
very important. Yeah,
Yeah,
to understand what their challenges are and how they
yeah,
think about what they eat. That's the important first step. And I love that you've said that. I think that's very important, and it's certainly one of the things that I encourage people to look for in a personal trainer is that that personal connection and that time to understand what those
yeah.
thought processes and challenges might be. It's becoming more and more difficult to find that today in this environment of online personal training.
Mm.
Yeah.
True.
But you've been doing personal training for a while now.
Yeah, started like um I started my studies 2 years, 1 year after my bodybuilding, because I got so interested of how the body works, and I wanted to learn everything about the anatomy and everything. So 2014 I started my personal training school, and then I graduated 1 year later. So I worked since then. I started slowly. I didn't have so much clients, more like in the gym. I
Mhm.
went and trained people, but now I do full time online coaching, and it's amazing, like worldwide, how many people I can help. But I still want like to keep it small every month of people, and some people want to continue and some not. But I want it like not too many people, so I can know which people have what problem, and like keep it personal and
Keep it personal.
help, yeah, help them as much as possible, because they usually need really much help every day. And if it's like 100 people, I can't go with that 100
No,
people messaging every day.
that does get a little bit difficult when you're one person.
Mm.
So we're on video. We can see each other,
Yeah.
and I'm wearing a hoodie, so you can't see my physique.
Yeah.
So I'll just tell you, I'm 6'1".
Mm.
I weighed in at 192 pounds, which is what, about
Mm.
87 kilos
Mm.
this morning, and I'm 15% body fat, and I
Mm.
want to get down to 10 to 12% body fat.
Mm.
I eat fairly clean,
Mm.
right? So I'll give you an idea about my meal plan. It's
Mm.
so it consists of things like you've described:
Mm.
eggs, oatmeals,
Mm.
like Ezekiel bread in the morning, fruit in the as snacks, protein shake, and then meals like prepped meals are like chicken and broccoli and rice, or um, some kind of red meat and potatoes, fish, generally green-ish vegetables, so broccoli, green beans, asparagus, stuff like that. and I'll eat 5 times a day.
Mm.
If I was your client and you know, and that's what you knew about me, what advice would you give me to drop that other 5% body fat?
Well, I would take like away from the food, like 500 calories. So it would be smaller amounts of this, probably the same food you eat if it's not really bad. Because some people say I eat this really healthy and I still don't lose weight. And so maybe they actually eat more than they are saying and drinking. And maybe when they are cooking, they are like snacking. And, there is so much food that you don't notice you are eating, or when you're in a hurry you just eat, or you buy some ready stuff and unhealthy Starbucks drink with filled with sugar, and or in the gym you take like some bars and all the time some unhealthy stuff that you maybe didn't tell the personal trainer.
Mhm.
Because with that meal plan that you told, you should get really good results. And there's so many people that can't maintain a healthy, clean diet for long. They, I don't know, they fall really easy. Because if you have a really clean diet for a long time, you should get really good results. But if you eat, of course, 3,000 or calories every day, or if you sit still, have really don't move your body so much, then you won't get results. So either you need to move more or eat less. So
But get to
I
calorie
would
deficit, right?
yeah, I would also see about what you train. Is it just sitting on the machines doing some easy uh, shoulder press in the machine, and maybe being on the phone half of the workout, and then you go home and you sit on the desk for the rest of the day? Then maybe you should think about changing the training and also move more, get your steps in, and yeah.
Good. I like that advice.
Mm.
Calorie deficit and move more. So what that means to me is eat fewer carbs. My protein intake's good, but eat
Mm.
fewer carbs and add a little bit more cardio to my workout. I already work out with a pretty good intensity,
Mm.
very good intensity, in fact. But so
Mm.
I think that's great.
Yeah.
Uh,
Many people think like if they work out 1 hour in a day, they save like everything. Then they can eat unhealthy, or like rest the rest of the day or the week if they train like a couple of times. But or like if they go running an hour, they can go eat bad, like
yeah,
junk food later. But it doesn't
it's
work like that.
so important to be consistent.
Yeah.
In all things, right? In the food, in the gym, in the workout, right? And when you do work out, you need to work out with a level of intensity. It can't just be passive,
Mm,
right? So I
exactly.
love that. I love that advice. So we're kind of coming up on the end of our hour here, but is there any advice that you would like to give to people who are struggling with either an eating disorder or depression? And then how can people get in touch with you?
Well, I mostly say at first, like, seek for professional help, because they are like uh, studied into it and they know how to treat people with eating disorders or depression. But of course, if you don't get help from that, maybe you should look at what you are eating and if you are moving your body, because that really saved me, giving myself right nutrition and a lot, so my mind could also work the right way. Because if you are losing some minerals and vitamins and nutrition, you feel bad and get anxiety and tired, and maybe you don't have the like uh you don't feel like waking up if you don't give yourself the the right tools, and you have some stuff missing. And also if you don't have a life filled with stuff that is important and that makes you feel good. And if you sit inside in your bubble of depression, of course, like it feels bad. And maybe then therapy will not help. You need to change your lifestyle. And yeah, I would love to help because I have so much like um my own experience and also clients. So just reach out if you just want to talk, or if you want help with training or nutrition, I would love to help. So my Instagram or email, that is the easiest probably way to chat with me.
Fantastic. Amanda, I really appreciate the conversation today. Like this one hits home for me in a lot of ways. And I
Yeah.
know there's a lot more advice, a lot more time that we can spend on this. So perhaps we can get together again down
Yeah.
the road and dig a little deeper into some of these
Yeah,
things.
that would be amazing.
But yeah, so thank you for a great conversation.
Thank you for having me.
I enjoyed it very much.
Yeah.
So join us again next time for the Inspired Fitness Podcast. Until then, we're wishing you a healthy mind, healthy body, and healthy habits. We'll see you next time.